Hello everyone, my name is Jason Parker and welcome back to this channel about magic. That's right, I paid money for a special effects pack, so hope you enjoyed it. Smash like! And very quickly, it's that special time for you and me, for all of us. Your random question for today is, what inanimate object do you wish you could eliminate from existence? As for me, I think it would be something like splinters or chalkboards. It's not only the sound of fingernails on a chalkboard that bothers me, it's the feel, the texture. Even imagining touching a chalkboard really bothers me. So as you can probably surmise, my worst nightmare would be slipping around naked on a chalkboard full of splinters. But that's just me. What about you? I'm looking for your comment down below which inanimate object you wish that you could remove from existence. And for those of you who stick around to the end of the video, after the Aesop's Fable, I'll even share with you my third object I'd like to remove from existence. Bonus content! Anyways, okay, this is a new episode of Penn and Teller's Fool Us Season 7, the extension. Today we are taking a look at the episode from yesterday, a magician named Topas from Germany. Now I really feel like I've heard his name before, maybe in some kind of magic magazine, but I couldn't quite place it. Anyway, I looked him up on YouTube and he has a lot of amazing performances, which are highly entertaining, have nice background music, and a lot of sleight of hand and manipulation. So I definitely recommend you check out his YouTube page as well. I'll put a link in the description below. That being said, let's see what he's got in store for us here on Penn and Teller's Fool Us.
Hi, my name is Topaz. I come from Stuttgart, Germany. I started as a manipulator, so I love doing sleight of hand magic. Later, I started to do big illusions. I try all kinds of magic. I believe you don't have to do classics of magic till the end of time. It's possible to invent your own classics. My next step was becoming a stand-up comedian. Now, you may think it's impossible to do comedy if you're German, but it is possible, and I really love it to get a connection to my audience this way. Penn, Teller, you've inspired me for a long time now. This moment is my turn to show you something you may have never seen before.
Looks really good.
Joining us from Germany, say Guten Tag to Topaz.
Guten Tag.
Aloha. I come to you from Germany, but I would like to show you a magic trick I call the Hawaiian Wonder. There's two objects which play an important part here, a glass and a paper tube. Well, Penn and Teller, if you would be here with me, I would give you these two objects for inspection, and you would find them completely ordinary.
It's funny, if you look at that right here at this freeze frame, the stage where he is and the lights he's using blends together perfectly. It looks like he's actually on the stage in the studio there with Penn and Teller. Very nice. Also, I'm keeping my eye on that paper tube. I'm watching it like a hawk. Back to the video.
Someone with me who will confirm this. Hi, what is your name?
Hi, Mala.
Mala, hi Mala. Please, is this an ordinary paper tube?
Seems ordinary
Just
to me.
paper?
Yeah.
And a glass?
Okay, all right.
Normal glass?
Normal glass.
I take the glass, come to me, and I put the paper tube on top of the glass. No funny business here. And who would you trust more than a German conjurer? Please come to the center.
Yeah.
Now, you may wonder why this is called the Hawaiian Wonder. Well, it's not just because of my lei. Don't worry, you get one too. This is for you, your costume for tonight. But this is really all about these 4 real Hawaiian oranges. Please pick one of the oranges, anyone you like.
I like that one.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay, we put it up on a little pedestal, a little higher, so it feels like Hawaiian royalty. And these are real oranges. Yeah, let me cut them open to show them to you. Real oranges. Yeah, real Hawaiian oranges. Made in Germany. All of them very juicy. Now, I need your help to make the Hawaiian magic happen. Please, come to the center. Watch. You know this music? Do a Hawaiian dance, you know, like this.
Okay.
Perfect, actually better than mine.
Okay, 3 observations so far. Number 1, it looked totally fair when he put the glass and he put the tube on top of it. I kept watching. I didn't see him sneak anything inside of that tube. Second thing, the selection of oranges also seemed very fair. I liked how he had that little stand for the orange to be on. It actually surprised me when he put it there and it balanced and didn't fall over. What a professional presentation! And my third thing I want to discuss is, how is the Hawaiian dance supposed to go? Is it like Topas is doing like this? Or is it like the girl's doing like this, where the fingers are leading? Wrists leading or fingers leading? What do you think? Leave a comment below. That's all for now.
And now, in your mind, in your mind, take the orange and lift it higher and higher, exactly, and make it go to the other side, all the way and land in the glass. That's enough. I know it's, yes, it's still here. You may think the trick has gone wrong, but actually, no one has touched your chosen orange. Is that right? But look. Now, it's empty.
Wow.
Only the spirit. Wait. Please, go to the paper tube and slowly lift it. Lift it very slowly. Slowly. Lift it.
Wow. That's really cool.
Magically flown through the air and juiced itself in the glass. And if this is not enough juice, well, you can actually try it.
Okay.
Try it. Take a sip of the Hawaiian nectar. Is it nice?
It's tasty.
And if it's not enough juice,
What? Wow. I didn't see that
please
coming.
keep this as a gift, and thank you very much for your help.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. And this is the Hawaiian Wonder.
All right, let me go ahead and give you my thoughts so far. Well, first off, I thought that was a Hawaiianly wonderful performance. Polished from beginning to end, lots of laughs, very magical. I did at first think that that orange was gonna lift off and start floating. I was waiting for that as they were doing the Hawaiian motion. Another thing, when he like shot that big jug of juice up from the floor from his foot, that was really cool. I mean, obviously he must not have kicked it up from the floor, like from non-existence into existence. So I'm sure if you were to watch that again, you'd probably see how he did it. But in that moment when I was watching it, it just somehow visually and mentally felt like he just kicked it up from nothing. It looked amazing. And thirdly, I didn't see any foul play. I mean, it seemed very magical. She just chose one of those 4 oranges, and when he popped it open and like the spores or whatever shot out the top, that kind of made me nervous. I thought for sure someone was being infected with an alien fungus. But yeah, I mean, he didn't do any, I didn't see any switches or anything like that. He just picked it up and just ripped it open and there was nothing inside. And likewise with the orange juice appearing in the glass, I didn't see anything happen there either. Unless they edited out some clip, but I doubt it. Color me fooled. I'm definitely fooled. Let's go ahead and hear from Penn and Teller.
Hello! Is Germany known for its orange juice?
Not exactly. No.
Now, if you go to Hawaii, what kind of tricks would you do there? Would you, produce like pretzels?
Yeah, of course. In Lederhosen, I would produce pretzels and probably beer, I guess.
So what were you like as a kid, Topaz? Was this something you always knew you wanted to do?
Yes. You know, I saw a spaghetti western where somebody was shuffling cards in a saloon, and I thought, oh my God, I have to learn this. Later, I found out that they played the movie backwards, so cards were flying from one hand to the other, and no matter how hard I tried, I could never duplicate that.
And I understand you met your wife through magic.
Exactly, complete coincidence. We met in a drama club. We're high school sweethearts, so to speak.
That's so sweet.
And then only later we found out that both of us like magic.
Okay, Topas, let's see if Penn and Teller figured it out.
2 quick thoughts really fast. I wonder if Topas has actually performed magic in lederhosen before. That would be interesting to see. And number 2, I wonder which spaghetti western movie it was where he saw the shuffling that inspired him to get started with magic. I would really like to see that scene where they were playing it backwards so the cards would jump into the hand. Proceeding.
Well, Topaz, you know, first thing I said was that's just the greatest act ever. I just love it. And that kind of comedy that's right there in the middle of self-parody coupled with an enjoyment of doing it is so hard to do. It can get smarmy so easy, and you were just perfect. I mean, your magic was wonderful, and the comedy might have been even better. They're just both top-notch. We loved every single bit of it. And now we're put in a very awkward position. And we're about to take a couple of guesses, and we are sincerely hoping we're wrong because we want to give you a trophy and we want you to come to Vegas. So here we go. It was interesting because it was a team effort. So we'll go with mine first because mine is so incredibly filthy. And that is, I think you got lucky with an orange. And we saw the best possible case of how that could have gone. And you're the kind of guy with your smiling round head who could get lucky with an orange. That's what I'm thinking about. Now Teller, for his side of this day, Teller, he's seen wonderful German engineering, and he thinks that you are capable of that smile and that light and that low-tech way involves some German engineering. So I'm thinking to get lucky with oranges. Teller thinks German engineering, and we are hoping that we are wrong.
So, Topaz, do they know how you did your trick?
I think they have a very, very good idea. Yes.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn! We'll see you next time. You're still going to come over here at some point.
Yes, well, thank you so much, Topaz! We're taking a quick break. You'll see more.
Alright, let me go ahead and give you my thoughts real quickly. So, why did Penn and Teller get 2 guesses? That seems a little unfair. Or is it? I mean, I guess if something could have equally been accomplished 2 different ways, they can make both guesses? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. I'm trying to remember if Penn and Teller ever made 2 guesses in the past. Oh well. I do feel like Topas he deserves to get a trophy. I mean, he's so good, you know? Like, you want to see him win. But they decide the rules of the show, and they made their decision. That's how it is. I concur with everything Penn said. Obviously, he was like an amazing performance and great magic. Now, as to the method. I generally don't like to say too much, but I do like to speculate a little bit. And we can work with what Penn and Teller have already said, because that much is already out there. So Penn's guess, multiple outs, could have been a solution. I don't think it was, though. I think Teller's guess was the answer. I think it was German engineering. Which, if that's the answer, it's actually really cool, because just think. What would German engineering mean in this case? I mean, if you look back at the view of the stage there, you have 2 stands. The one with the oranges on it has the column really blocked off with decoration more. There could be some German engineering in there. Maybe the selection of the oranges was completely free, and when you put it on top of that zzz, maybe there was some kind of crazy like suction and then like mechanical device that spun inside, like sucked out the middle. Just like zzz, on the inside, and then sucked all the remnants down into that column. So when he went over there to take the orange off, it was already hollowed out. And then he just has to pop it to produce that spore cloud, because maybe there was still like a fine mist inside of the orange from all the processing of mechanical arms and knives. You know what? The more and more I talk about this theoretical solution, the more ridiculous it sounds. I mean, how would you have mechanical devices that could so precisely go on the inside of the orange and not cut through the outside layer? Like when he opened that up, it was very cleanly empty. There weren't like extra chunks of orange in there. So now I'm really doubting this idea. Maybe that's totally not it. But it would be very amazing if that's how they accomplished it. What do you think about that? Leave a comment below. I honestly don't know if that could be the answer or if that's just some ridiculous fantasy that would be impossible to realize. Or maybe Teller was talking about the glass and how it got full of orange juice. Maybe that column, even though it was pretty skinny, maybe it had some German engineering. I could imagine some option where the orange juice was injected up through the bottom of the stand, through the glass, into the top part of the glass. Huh. Someone on the internet help me out. I'm sure there has to be like a name for the top part of a glass that's above the stem. What is that called? Again, just random speculation. I could be totally wrong about that as well. And you know I'm against outright exposure. I hope I'm not going too far here, but I do feel like because Penn threw out this idea of German engineering, I feel like this is the type of concepts that all of you are speculating about already at home anyway. I just wanted to share my version. So, highly enjoyable performance by Topas. He is the type of magician I would love to see perform live. I look forward to reading you guys' comments below. And now, it appears to be that time, wherein which we can learn some wisdom that we can apply to our lives from good old Aesop. Let's search near the beginning. I hardly ever do a story near the beginning. Chapter 15, The Old Woman and the Doctor. An old woman became almost totally blind from a disease of the eyes, and, after consulting a doctor, made an arrangement with him in the presence of witnesses that she should pay him a high fee if he cured her, while if he failed he was to receive nothing. The doctor accordingly prescribed a course of treatment, and every time he paid her a visit he took away with him some article out of the house, until at last, when he visited her for the last time, and the cure was complete, there was nothing left. When the old woman saw that the house was empty, she refused to pay him his fee, and after repeated refusals on her part, he sued her before the magistrates for payment of her debt. On being brought into court, she was ready with her defense. "The claimant," she said, "has stated the facts about our agreement correctly. I undertook to pay him a fee if he cured me, and he, on his part, promised to charge nothing if he failed. Now he says I am cured, but I say that I am blinder than ever. And I can prove what I say. When my eyes were bad, I could at any rate see well enough to be aware that my house contained a certain amount of furniture and other things. But now, when according to him I am cured, I am entirely unable to see anything there at all." I guess that's kind of true. She's made some kind of point. That was kind of a long story just so that she gets to say a real clever turn of words there in front of the judge at the end. A real zinger. But we don't exactly know what would happen further in the story because it just kind of stops there. Maybe the judge just laughed at her statement and then said, "But you still have to pay him, and the doctor has to return all your stuff." We don't know. So probably that's not the important part. I guess the doctor was like taking stuff since he wasn't receiving payment. You might think he was justified in his part, but not really. He was being deceptive. If he didn't like the terms, he shouldn't have agreed with them to begin with. It doesn't matter how much he justifies his behavior, he was stealing from her, from a blind, helpless woman. I think that could be our learning lesson. There must be 10,000 plus ways to justify your actions, but you should probably just have some baseline things where you're like, okay, this is wrong, this is a thing you shouldn't do. Like stealing, murder, other bad things. I mean, if someone stole from me, I found out where they lived and then I stole it back from them, that would be okay, I guess. But generally speaking, I do think that we as humans are quite prone to justifying our actions sometimes rather than admitting we shouldn't have done that. Better to just avoid doing that in the first place. Yeah, so in the doctor's case, he should have just been more straightforward. He should have said, "No, I don't agree. You need to pay me for each of my visits. That's my best offer." It's like, for example, imagine if you were working for someone else, or if they were working for you and they decided that you don't pay them enough money per hour and they decided to start stealing some things from you to compensate themselves. But that's like a sneaky, underhanded kind of thing, you know? If the employee in this situation is not happy with their pay, they should just seek a job somewhere else. All right, is there anything else we can interpret from this story? I'm not seeing it. Let me know if you saw something else from this story that could be interpreted. In fact, maybe my interpretation was reaching a little too far. I'd love to read your thoughts down below in a comment. And thanks a lot for being here. Thanks for watching this video with me. If you watched my previous video, I'll go ahead and give you an update. My back feels fine. I can still feel my legs, so everything's okay, thankfully. And oh yeah, I promised if you stayed this long, I would give you a third inanimate object that I think should be removed from existence. So we've already eliminated splinters and chalkboards. Kind of feel like I've already solved most of the world's problems with those two actions. If I weren't limited to inanimate objects, if I could pick an animate object, I would pick wasps and hornets. Bees are great, they make honey. But wasps and hornets, all they make is trouble. So a third inanimate object. What's something that annoys me? Dust. I would eliminate dust so I never have to dust anything ever again. I would hardly need to vacuum. Maybe soap scum too. And randomly, because I haven't done anything with cards on this video, if you want to learn how to do this, I made a really good tutorial for it. Many people comment below that they finally learned how to shuffle cards using my tutorial. Not bragging, that's just what I'm seeing. So if for some reason you're watching the videos on my channel but you haven't seen my tutorial for that, make sure to go to my channel homepage, go to the playlist section, choose Magic Trick Tutorials. There's only like 9 videos there or so. I've got a part 1 and a part 2. So if part 1 doesn't teach you, I made an extension that goes even more into depth. And I feel like being able to shuffle cards like that is like a life skill. You might as well get it now and you can enjoy it anytime into the future. Impress your friends, shock your neighbors. And yeah, I guess that's about it for this video. How about I end it in a non-standard way? What if I don't snap? What if I just walked away?
Yup.